The moon don't illuminate like you do. The soil that you're made of isn't even available to all forms of man, so of course they can't comprehend. It's hard being the foundation of the world when other generations are broken. When others have tokened your contributions and diluted them with excuses and impossibility. When people are running from the truth because a lie is more liberating. When freedom is simply a vocabulary word with no actual meaning. And even in darkness, resilience still pulsating. You walking Bible, you talking Holy Spirit, you living God. Correct the tongue of man and speak into existence true victories. You're all I need to get by.
Apparently, too much of San Francisco was not there in the first place. This dream requires more condemned Africans. Or put another way, state violence rises down. Or still life is just getting warmed up, or army life is looking for a new church and ignored all other suggestions, or folktale writers have not made up their minds as to who is going to be their friends. This is the worst downtown yet. And I bought a cigarette everywhere. I've taken many a walk to the back of a bus that led on out the back of a storyteller's prison sentence, then on out the back of slave scars, but this is my comeback face. Pennies that stick together, mocking all aspirations. Stuck Together Pennies was the first newspaper I read, along with the storefront dwelling army that always lets us down. Where the Holy Spirit favors the back room, souls in a situation that offer 100 ways to remain a loser. Souls watching the clock, hoping their eyes don't lie to sad people. Hey, what was we talking about again? The narrator asked the graveyard, 10 minutes flat, said the graveyard. The funeral only took 10 minutes. Never tell that to anyone again. Hey, you just gonna pin the 90s on me? All 30 years of them? Then why should I know the difference between sleep and satire? The pyramid of corner stores fell on our heads. We died right away. That building wants to climb up and jump off another building. These are downtown decisions. Somewhere on this planet, it's August 7th and we running down the rest thinking one more needs to come with me. What evaporated on Earth so that we could be sent back down?
The San Francisco Board of Supervisors unanimously voted to have July 22nd every year Mario Woods Remembrance Day. Today is July 22nd, Mario's birthday. If he was not executed, he would be 28 years old. He would be 28. He was executed at the young age of 26. And we have in the midst of us one of the Board of Supervisors who is no longer a Board of Supervisors who helped push this through. And we're going to bring David Campos up real quick to say a few words. And then also, Justice for Mario Woods, Wealth and Disparities. We also have befriended Petra de Jesus, who is part of the Police Commission. And because she is part of the Police Commission and we're developing relationships with her, we are going to get some things changed in the Black and brown community. So Petra and David, come on up and say a couple of words. Thank you.
Again, my name is David Campos. I was on the Board of Supervisors until January of this year when my term expired. I am a former member of the Police Commission, and I was very proud to be one of the authors of the resolution to establish Mario Woods Remembrance Day. And I see Mario Woods' mom, who's here, Mrs. Woods, and I'm very grateful to her for her courage and everything that she has gone through. And the thing about Mario Woods Remembrance Day is that it's not just about remembering Mario Woods, even though that's a very important part of this, remembering the life of this young man, but also remembering everyone who has been a victim of police violence. And we have here in San Francisco, unfortunately, a number of incidents that have happened over the years. And what's sad about it is that we, years later, we're not where we need to be as a city in terms of reforming our San Francisco Police Department. And now I want to introduce someone that I actually served with on the Police Commission recently she actually had to fight a very steep fight to be reappointed to the San Francisco Police Commission. The forces that don't want reform actually tried to block her from being reappointed, but all of us mobilized and made sure that she was reappointed because she really has been the strongest voice for reform on the San Francisco Police Commission. San Francisco Police Commissioner Petra de Jesus.
So I too would like to thank the Mario Woods Coalition for hosting this event today in behalf of his memory, as well as supporting me to get back on the police commission. I want to say that the shootings that we've been dealing, there we go. The shootings that we've been dealing with on the police department, it's horrible to lose a child, but the catalyst was able to give us body cameras, and it was also able to have us change an archaic police policy that was basically a stand your ground, shoot, and we changed that to a sanctity of life policy. We changed that to time and distance, and now we're in the process of training the police officers to use de-escalation procedures, use time and distance, and to revere life and preserve the sanctity of life.
Be alright, everything's gonna be alright, everything's gonna be alright, everything's gonna be alright, come on y'all, everything's gonna be alright, everything's gonna be alright, so woman, no cry, no cry, no, 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 woman, no, woman, no cry.
Thank you, folks. Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, once again, Callie Cool coming up to the stage.
Papa was a rolling stone, taught me how to hold my own, make my home a happy home, feed my kids to the right from wrong, cause when we go, we die alone. Life is short as what they say, so pray for me another day. That's just how I operate, separate the real from fake. Money, money on my mind, got me working overtime, in the streets, I'm on my grind. Popo can't be taking mine, I can't be locked up doing no time. Out of sight and out of mind, tinted windows on my ride, wishing they can see inside, flashing lights with booty call. I be yelling, fuck them all, officer, the problem comes with we ain't out here breaking laws. Excuse me, Mr. Officer, license for my weed and all. Penal codes, I read them all that bullshit there. I'm not involved for what you heard and think you saw suspicions of my agent car. Sushi living, drinking all.
Yeah, please welcome Gwen Woods to the stage. Please show your warm welcome. Show them why you came out today.
Hi everybody, thank you so much. For my family in the Bayview, my young brothers, my young sister, my family over there, that we knew the struggle, we knew how horrible they was, even in their Starsky and Hutch days, when they was jacking you young brothers up way back when. And they was taking you guys' life like that. But they weren't texting it, and they weren't emailing each other, and they weren't calling us animals, and they weren't saying spade us, and they weren't saying any good day is a good day for a lynching or, oh, excuse us, a shooting of a nigger. And let me tell you, my dad was naval. My grandfather was World War I. Mario's dad was Air Force. I heard the stories of them coming out of Beaumont, Texas, and why they left Beaumont, Texas, and for the same issue. And here's what this day really means, and I hope everybody pays attention. This day has to be a thorn in their side, that this existed in San Francisco, a city that I grew up in, that loved everybody. It was inclusive to everybody. It didn't push everybody out because you were poor, homeless, broke, struggled, too black, too brown. It was just a city that everybody had a chance. This day signifies, yeah, you owned what you did to my baby, but you gotta own a lot more. If that POA was mad and called us that Hellerin guy, and called me and Mario thugs and everything, but what my mother put on my birth certificate and what I put on Mario's birth certificate, if he's mad, then I'm hurt. So we're even. White has to get bigger and bigger and bigger. It has to reflect that we're not going to tolerate this nonsense, this sexist, this racist, this homophobia. For my young brothers, Know who you are, where you come from, what you're built out of, what you stand on, what our struggle is, and we own our struggle. Me and Mario owned our struggle, and he redeemed himself. He pulled it together. He would say, Mom, what am I? We own it, Mar. Here's what we do. The consequences. And we walked this long walk through Folsom Prison. We did. Every weekend. And I remember thinking, Mar, we almost there. You'll be home. And we can do the stuff we're supposed to do. And I'm going to make this right. And I always say this story. 3 weeks prior, when Mar sat there and he said to me, Mom, 3 weeks prior to them executing him, he said, Mom, you got some fight in you left. And I thought he thought, because I had to short sell the house on the hill. Bobby, my fiance of 14 years, 32 years at the post office up here on Williams, falls out of a heart attack, short of 4 months of retiring. 15 years with a job and you forced to resign me to put a white girl there. No offense, people, but I know the struggle. And all I can think when they executed Mario is that, guess what? You picked the wrong one. Because see, I came from this community and my mom and dad, they built me on strong stuff. And I couldn't fail at this point because I said to Jaya, my labor of love to Mario now is just to fight for him. And let you know who he was. He wasn't what you said. Okay, if he a thug and I'm a thug. And if you young brothers out there and sisters said they called you a thug, come to my side of it, okay? Then I represent you guys. The ones that said, guess what, you fall short of. You're just this short of being perfect. But God said for you all, guess what? You have every right to get past those proverb years onto that wisdom here. You have every right to make your mistakes and be redeemed from it. I looked at Ma, I said, I got one good fight, but I was smiling. It was kind of funny. I thought he was joking. I looked at him and he was so serious. And I said, Mark, 1.5. And he looked at me and said, Mom, you have got to do better. And when I saw him being executed, I realized, this is the fight. This is the fight. He also made this one conversation with me. This is in Folsom. He said, Mom, do you think, what do you think of that stalling guy? And this is what I miss about Mario. I miss these conversations. I said, that the dictator stalling? He said, yeah, that guy. And that's how he kind of answered. He said he thought any man that didn't contribute to a society should off himself, take himself out of it. And I said, baby boy, that's not it. That's not what God said for anyone. You're supposed to make it through those proverb years onto a wisdom year. You're supposed to reconcile with your mistakes of your past. It's only God's right to say you don't have a right to live or stand in this life, in your journey, in your truth. And to see that video, and I said I was going to come up here and just celebrate my baby. But I think the encouraging part is I have to let you all know that, guess what? We're somebody, we're everybody, we're made in God's image, and they can't take that from. This year, sister, it's got to get bigger. We know what it means. It has to be a thorn in their side to say, guess what? We don't want to give them another day because you think we're thugs. We don't want to give them another moment. We don't want to give them another month. But if you keep annihilating us, we're going to ask for it. We're going to take it. It's enough. I saw Philando Castile's mom, Valerie Castile. The audacity of being a black mother and justice. I come with all kind of crazy thoughts of how we can handle this. I said, let's build us our own Wailing Wall like in Jerusalem. And all black and brown mothers gather around this wall. And what we do is we're going to stand there and we're going to pray it down.